Let's ask Republican Ken Buck, your reaction to the poll result there.
Well, I think the polls show exactly what I'm hearing on the ground in Colorado and from my friends in Congress around the country. I think that the Democrats are having a heck of a time trying to create a narrative against this president. They botched the Iowa caucuses. They're having trouble with the host committee in Milwaukee. Everywhere you turn, they lost the impeachment trial in the Senate, and the president comes through with just a magnificent performance in the State of the Union address. So just one thing after another looks good for the Republicans and bad for the Democrats.
The Gallup poll shows the president his approval rating went up to his personal best during impeachment at 49%. The mood of the nation, a 20-year high in America's confidence in the economy. New Hampshire is the live free or die state. They hate taxes. Politicians have to sign a no-tax pledge. Bernie wants tax hikes for people making $30,000, but he's in the lead, according to a new Quinnipiac and a Monmouth poll. Your take on that?
Well, he's in the lead among the very liberal Democrats who vote in a primary. He's not in the lead among mainstream Americans who recognize the benefits of the tax cuts that we've had, the deregulation that this president has brought to government.
Okay, well, I want to get to this. Democrats saying turnout is important big time, given the approval ratings with the president. But in Iowa, Bernie Sanders, his machine did not expand their turnout. It was lower than 2016, lower than 2018. Democrats warning that Bernie has no crossover appeal. The Hill magazine says the chances are growing of no Democrat frontrunner going into the convention. Odds are growing of a contested Democrat convention. The party is split. Your reaction?
Well, I think a lot of us in the Republican Party are feeling the burn. What a great contrast between President Trump and Bernie Sanders, a president who has given more and more power to the states and more power to families to spend their own money as opposed to a socialist. So I think that absolutely in Iowa, it's very difficult for someone like Bernie Sanders to get traction because those are hardworking Americans and they are sick and tired of the government taking more and more of their money.
The president is now saying Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Jerry Nadler will lose their re-election bids to their hard-left opponents. Basically, the economy, this is what the president is running on. More than 7 million jobs since the president was elected, 225,000 jobs in January, a lot of construction jobs there, on and on and on. Politico reporting that using economy-based predictors, the president is on track for a landslide. That's from Politico. And Mark Zandi of Moody's Analytics said, it is the president's to lose this election. Sir, history is on the president's side. I think since George Washington, 19 incumbent presidents have won re-election versus 10 who lost. They've won during really strong economies. Your reaction?
Oh, I think that's absolutely right. When you look at Bush 41 and the fact that he lost, it was because of the economy and Bill Clinton beat him and the economy was the issue. But I absolutely agree. The economy is doing so well. People are going to vote their pocketbook. They see this president can manage an economy. The Democrats can't even manage a caucus. And so the contrast between this president and the team he surrounded himself with is going to bring him to victory.
You're looking at live shots. The president has just landed in Manchester Boston Airport. That is a live picture we have on the screen right now. The New York Times put up this story. Quote, wages in the United States are doing something extraordinary. They're growing faster at the bottom than at the top. In fact, recent growth for workers with low wages has outpaced that for high-wage workers by the widest margin in at least 20 years. I want to get to this. Nancy Pelosi made this comment. I'd like to show what Nancy Pelosi said after she went to church. Let's listen to Nancy Pelosi.
Sunday morning, I know I just came from church mass, but nonetheless, I'll say this. When you're in the arena, you got to be ready to take a punch. You got to be ready to throw a punch for the children.
Throw a punch for the children, your reaction?
That's pretty funny. Coming out of mass, she has the audacity to say that after she ripped up a speech in the State of the Union address. I think it's unbelievable, the anger that the far left is showing to the success of this president. This president has a very simple formula, and that is low taxes, less regulation, and let the American people spend their money. And it just angers the Democrats that their big government policies under President Obama have failed, and the contrast with President Trump is tremendous. And I think that's what's really causing the anger among Democrats. I'm sad for them. When I come out of church, I pray for them. I hope they get over their anger, and I hope they support President Trump.
Congressman Ken Buck, great to see you.
Thank you.
Coming up, we'll talk to Colonel David Hunt on the